welcome to my channel. Now, we have not done this in a while. Have you come along cook supper with me? I just want to show you from start to finish how easy it is with a little bit of planning ahead of time to get a really good meal on the table. I dread cooking. I really do. But knowing that I have the ingredients I need and knowing that I know what I'm going to make is it's like pulling teeth when I do it. But knowing it is like a huge weight off my shoulders because I don't have to think, come supper time, what am I going to make and do I have the things I need to make it with? So every day at 12:30, I have you know who, I don't want to say her name, remind me, do I have meat to thaw? I was out and about today, but I actually remembered when I came home. So my chicken was thawed. It was ready. I needed peach baby food, which is not something that you just keep on hand just to have. But because I planned it, I had it in my grocery list. I knew I had what I needed to make my chicken. The potatoes, that was a change midstream while I was at Trader Joe's. You'll see that haul tomorrow. Instead of cream potatoes, I decided to just make roasted potatoes just because I knew I was going to be tired. So from start to finish was 50 minutes. 50 minutes to get this meal on the table. I didn't do anything behind the scenes, behind the camera that you couldn't see. When I started filming, the only thing I had done was get my field peas out of the freezer and my side meat out of the oven. The refrigerator, throw some water in my little kettle over here so I could have it ready to pour. That's the only thing I did was I just brought that over to the counter and then I started filming. So this is what you see was a true 50-minute meal. I wanted to show myself, I think some of the reason why I wanted to film was I wanted to show myself, quit whining about quit whining about it, just do it. It ain't that big a deal. So I showed myself, yes, I can do it. I can get that supper on the table. Now, it's early. It's not time for him to get up. So my plate is over here. It's sitting. It's ready. Whenever he gets up, all I got to do is reheat it. He can reheat his stuff. It'll be just fine. So, all right. Let's eat, y'all. The first thing I've done is I am preheating the oven to 425 for the potatoes. Then we're going to get our beans started. I'm just using the frozen field peas and snaps. I'm just going to use half the bag. I just kind of eyeball it. This is the side meat that we got in the mountains. So I'm just going to throw a couple pieces of that in there. And then these are fresh, frozen. They're not dried. So they won't take as much water, but I do want to be sure and cover them. Then we're going to, well, you can cook them on the stove until they're done, but this is just the easiest way for me just to turn them on and forget it. Set your seal, pressure cook it. I'm going to do these, 25 minutes. Whatever I cooked last was 25 minutes. So I'm going to let them go, and then we'll start on our potatoes. This is one bag of these little small potatoes that I bought at Trader Joe's. I washed them off, and now I'm just going to quarter them about, so they're like that big. Add them all to my bowl. Okay, now I have my potatoes cut up. I just want to take some spray oil. You can use olive or like avocado. Just kind of, while I got this out, I'm going to spray my foil-lined baking sheet as well. And then this is my homemade dry onion soup mix. The recipe is on my website. 2 tablespoons is the same as 1 package. I'm just going to eyeball. Now you can get in there with your hands if you want to. I'm just not inclined to do that this evening. And we will just oven is still preheating. So as soon as it gets to 425, we'll pop these in there for probably a half hour. So we're going to set these aside and start on our chicken. There went the oven. For the chicken, we are heating up our pan first. I'm using my cast iron. It feels like it's warmed up. Add just a little bit of whatever oil you want to it. And then, ooh, I didn't get my thing. Hold on. Y'all surely didn't think I was about to touch that, did you? So we just want to let our chicken brown while we mix up the glaze. This recipe is for 4 servings, but we only need 3, so that's why I'm only going to do 3. But it's enough glaze to cover 4 chicken breasts. So we want to brown that on both sides, and we're going to let it go and slide over here and work on the glaze. I'm going to try to talk close to the thing so you can hear me over the sizzling. What I have in here is 4 ounces of just baby food, peach baby food. 4 ounces is 2 of the cups that comes in one of these packs. So that's what I already have in here. For that, we want to add a 1/3 cup of ketchup. When I wrote it the first time, it was sugar-free ketchup, but since ketchup is a simply filling food, I don't need to worry about that. And then I'm going to use the same measuring cup for 1/3 cup of apple cider vinegar. One-third cup of whatever brown sugar substitute you like. I like the Lakanto Golden. They have come out with something they call brown sugar substitute, and they're saying that this is not that, but I've always used it as that, so that's what I'm doing. Then 1/2 teaspoon of salt, 1/4 teaspoon of garlic powder, and 1/4 teaspoon of pepper. Let me come over here and see if I need to flip our chicken. Maybe it needs to brown on that side just a little bit more. So all we need to do is stir this, which is fine that the chicken is still cooking. That'll give the sugar time to dissolve. So hang tight while I brown the chicken, and then we'll pour this over. Alright, the chicken has browned on both sides. So we just want to pour the sauce over top. And we want to just simmer and baste until the chicken is completely done. And the sauce will thicken up as you cook it. These will probably take 15 minutes because they're not very big. Okay, so the chicken is done. I tested it to make sure it's 165 degrees. Normally I just serve everything from what I cook it in, but it's a while yet till David gets up. And this is sweet and sticky, and it will stick to this cast iron pan. It'll be easier to dish out and serve from this cornware, I guess is what I'm trying to say. So there is our beautiful chicken, and it's delicious, I'm going to tell you. So the potatoes are just about ready to come out. We'll serve those up. Okay, so here again, I'm going to put these in a dish. Now, I stirred these several times while they were cooking, and they do tend to stick to this foil. That's why I'm going to go ahead and take them off. I don't want them to cool and stick to it. But you can see, half hour, it's done. It depends on really how big you cut your potatoes. You can do this with regular full-size potatoes too. It doesn't have to be these little baby potatoes. So there are our potatoes. The peas just got finished. Normally, anytime I cook beans in the Instant Pot, I try to start them in time to just let them sit here and completely naturally release. For the sake of filming, I'm going to go ahead and release the pressure myself. Otherwise, I would just let them sit here and they would be fine, you know, by the time David gets up and gets his shower and everything. But I wanted to show you, if you have beans, don't just flip that and let it release, because you're going to get spew and it's going to make a mess. Trust me, I learned the hard way. This is the easy way, and it's going to be loud. Just do it little at a time. See how if you just let it go, it'll nice and gentle. I won't even do that. So it'll take you a little bit longer than if you just let it. Some other things you can let go completely, but beans, do it like this. Okay, now if you can see, do you see this residue around the edge? You see that? That's what will spew out through your spout if you just let it go. I told you it doesn't take as much water, so that's really too much water, but I would rather err on the side of caution. So now that the beans are done, the field peas and snaps, I should say, let me plate this up and we'll see what we got for supper. Here is my 1 point supper. For me, the field peas and snaps are 0. The roasted potatoes are 0. The chicken is 0. The glaze is only 1 point, and that's for me. So it doesn't look like a lot on this gigantic plate, but that's plenty. That is a plenty big supper. So I hope you enjoyed this video, and I hope you see that with a little bit of planning ahead of time, you can put a really good meal on the table in not very much time at all. So, all right, I'll see you in my next video.